everyone, welcome back to Homegrown Passion. Today's video is going to be about my winter strawberry production, but before I go over to the high tunnel where the strawberries are, I got to pick these peppers. And the reason I want to pick the peppers first is because when I go over there into the strawberry high tunnel, there's spider mites in there, there's some white flies, and there's a few other pests in there that I don't want to hop on me and bring into the greenhouse here. So I always try to do each of those places separate so I don't contaminate each other. So that's the reason why I'm doing the peppers first. So on these main pepper plants, I've been averaging about 30 to 40 peppers from just these guys. And with all of these going in production, hopefully I'll be up to 120 or so. Nice, pretty red one. Nice yellow one, a little bit of green on it, but I think that looks cool when it has a little bit of the different colors. Now I'm taking this guy off. He's really little, but I'm going to go ahead and keep him for us. Even though he's small, he still tastes good. Now these guys aren't quite ready. Now this side, they look nice and orange, but you can see back here there's still a lot of green. So I'm going to let them go for a couple more days. Now you probably noticed that I'm using snips to get the peppers off. This way I don't hurt the plants and don't break off any of the branches when I'm trying to pick the peppers. So for my quick run through here, I got 15 peppers that I can sell. A couple here that are too small that I'll keep for us, like I said. And since I'm over here, I noticed there's some little cucumbers on the bottom here that need to be pulled off because you want your cucumber plants to get a little bit bigger before they start producing fruit on there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off some of these lower ones, and they are the best for salad. So I'm going to make myself a big salad tonight with these cucumbers. So I'm going to go ahead and pick these guys off. They're perfect size. I know Doug's going to come in through here and pull a lot more of these off of here. And he also has to get these, I think they're called tendrils off of here, so they don't go onto each other's plant and they end up going around the cucumbers and strangling them. So you got to get those all pulled off. Okay, here I am in the high tunnel for our update on our strawberry production here. Today's December 1st. Nope, take that back. Today's December 2nd. And I still have lots of nice ripe strawberries here to pick. Been a little cold out. I've been keeping the high tunnel closed up to keep all the heat in here, and luckily nothing has frozen in here, even though we've had some heavy frost outside. Like today, I think it's like 50 degrees outside and it's 60 something in here right now, so it's nice and comfortable. Look at this huge strawberry. Isn't that amazing? So far this year, I've harvested over 775 pounds, and I hope to keep this going in here, even though it's been cold out, to probably January 1st is my goal to keep it going. So hopefully we'll make it that far, and hopefully I get another 40, 50 pounds out of here. So I know we talked about these heaters before. They're still in the box. We haven't had a chance to get them up, but I do want to get them up in the month of January because I want to start my production, my new production, by February. So I really have some nice early strawberries next year. So Doug's job for January to get these guys up is to get a main electric line over here because I don't have one right now, and also get the gas over here so we can fire up these heaters. So as you can see here by the blank board behind me, we took the dosatrons down because it is freezing outside. It's been warm in here, but I don't want to take a chance. Doug doesn't want to take a chance of any of these freezing because each one of those dosatron is around $400. So that would be a bad thing to have those freeze and crack and blow up on us. So right now we're just watering with plain water. Doug hooked up a water line here for me. I know they're not getting any nutrients, but before we took the dosatrons down, I really saturated them with a lot of nutrient water, so hopefully that keeps them going here for the next month for me. Found another huge one, different row. God, these guys are just going crazy. I can't wait to get these all harvested today. Showed in a video or so ago, Doug replacing some of the parts here on my billows with my nutrient injection system. So I thought it was fixed, so I changed my nutrients, and I was watching my tanks, and of course they weren't going down evenly, so I knew it wasn't dosing properly. So I've been taking my uptake valves here, or whatever, foots, and taking them back and forth between my two nutrient tanks, trying to make them go down even. It's still not right for the plants. I can tell they're not as happy. So we went ahead and bit the bullet and bought all new replacement parts for everything. So Doug's going to go ahead and take these covers off and get all these parts over. And in 1 second here, I'll go over what parts we had to buy. So I noticed on the screens of the uptake hoses in each one of the nutrient tanks were broken and not filtering correctly. So we went ahead and got some new ones to put on there. These ones are nice. They're a little bit weighted to make sure they stay at the bottom of the barrel. We had to get new billows and O-rings to go with it. And then these are little check valves to make sure nothing goes back in as it's dosing it, and new O-rings for that. And they do have some new piping here for some of the discolored lines. Ones aren't too bad. I'm going to go ahead and try to clean them out so we can reuse them. Okay, as I said, Doug's going to come in here and repair this. He's going to take off these 2 screws and take off the cover, and then here are the 2 billows down inside here that he's going to replace. And then there's 2 check valves on each one of these to keep the fluid from regurgitating back and forth, I guess is how I want to say it, I don't know. But that keeps it from coming back in, and make sure that it's got a tight seal so when the billows do work, it pulls up the right amount of nutrients out of each one of the tanks. Because if air gets into that system, it's not going to pull enough nutrient stuff in here to disperse into my big tank down there. Okay, so here's the system, the Dosatronic, and in the winter time I like to keep my EC at 1.8. In the summertime I keep it at 1.5 because you have so much more sunlight and longer days, so I want to give the plants a little bit extra nutrition. And the pH I do keep all year round at 5.8, and it's flipping a little bit there, but it's 5.8. And when Doug takes this off, I'm going to see if he'll paint it up for me. And then all my probes for the Dosatronic are in here, and it looks like I got some cleaning to do. That doesn't look very clean. So I got the pH probe here, and this is the EC probe, and there's a temperature probe in there. Okay, so I'm going to get the billow out of here for Doug, and I think it's set to unscrew this thing here. Get my hands in there. And there it is. Okay, so I'm going to take the billows off here, just kind of unscrews. So you've got some of the nutrient water in there. Then the little check valve plunger things, these guys unscrew. And there's that little check valve that we got to replace in there. There. And get this one off too. Okay. So I'm helping Doug out here, so I'm connecting the intake line first. That's the one that gets the nutrients out of the barrel there. Get this guy tightened up. Put a brand new O-ring in there, so it should be good to go. And then we're going to go ahead and put the discharge line, I guess. This is the one that will put it into the nutrient tank. Do this carefully so I don't want to cross thread anything. There we go. Okay, I'm going to make sure, have Doug double check these, make sure I have them tightened up good enough though. But got the assembly back together. And go ahead and tighten up this bottom part of the billows. There we go. Put it back up in place, and Doug will go ahead and put the screws back in for me. So we're going to go ahead and get the next one rebuilt and put it all back together and get it fired up, and we'll show you guys how it works. Okay, here's the screen we pulled off. You can see it's a little dirty, and right in there, see, it's got a hole in it, so you don't want any junk getting into your dosing system here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the new screen on that Doug got for me. So if I can get this on here, I may have to get a pair of pliers to push it on really good, but that's all you do is just stick it on the end, and then it goes into the nutrient tank. Okay, so we got everything put back together here. Got all the billows put on and all the feed lines and discharge lines. Doug's going to go ahead and get this sanded down and painted for me, because you got to remember this equipment has been back here for 9 years in the sun, even though I keep it covered up with a little plastic here, working 24/7 for the past 9 years. So that's not too bad to have to replace everything right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on control and get the system going again. Make my plants happy. So I think this is where we're going to end today's video, because I got a lot of work in here to do to get all these strawberries harvested. And we're going to try to put up a lot more videos. It's going to be a little bit different content, because I want to show a little bit of everything else that we do here on the farm. Everything isn't always the hydroponics and the strawberries. There's, we got the cattle, we have landscaping to do, we got fence maintenance. There's always something different to be done. So I thought, why not show you guys everything that we do around here? So I hope you guys like that. And like always, please leave me questions, comments, or suggestions down below, and we'll see you guys next time.